Today our beautiful chefs will be taking you on an adventure to Mexico, where Chef Paul Baroni will be teaching you how to make his world-famous salsa, which will be used in 2 of our entrees for today. Then our chef Andrew Camacho will be showing you how to make arroz con leche for dessert.
It's important to wash my hands before I handle food. By the way, did you know that chocolate originates from Mexico? And that hot cocoa was considered a sacred drink by the Aztecs? Today we'll be making salsa, and in order to make salsa you will need tomatoes, chilies, onions, and a bit of cilantro. The first step you're going to do is to put the onions into the pan with some oil. The second step is you're going to want to take your chili peppers and do the same that you did with the onions with them. Next, you're going to want to put your tomatoes in. 2 tomatoes should just about do it. And you're going to want to saute these. After sauteing all your ingredients, you're going to want to put it into a pan with water in order to boil it. After that, you're going to want to put all your ingredients into the blender. And you're going to want to add a little bit of salt. And you're going to want to turn on the blender. Your salsa should look like this.
It's always important to wash your hands before cooking. Did you know there was a 3-foot tamale erected in Mexico that weighs 150 pounds? Today we are going to be making taquitos or flautas, depending on what you want to call it. Some ingredients for flautas are pollo, queso, lechuga, crema, y las tortillas. First off, we're going to start with the tortillas. You should preheat your tortillas in the microwave before you cook them. Depending on the amount of tortillas you use, is how long you're going to put them in the microwave. Personally, I like to put them in for a minute usually. While the tortillas are cooking, let's prepare the cheese. To do this, you need a cheese grater and the cheese which I showed earlier. You rub the cheese down against the grater and it will flow into the bowl. Before you make the chicken, you must prepare your pot. Put water in your pot. Once you get the water, you need to boil the water. Once the water is boiling, you take out the chicken and place it in. After about 15 minutes of boiling the chicken, it should be done. So, I'm going to take the chicken and put it in this container so that we can shred it. After shredding your chicken, you should turn on the stove and pour a little bit of oil into a pan. So, then you place down your tortilla, take some shredded chicken and put it on the top, then roll it up nice and tight. Place the rolled tortilla with chicken in the oil so it can fry. When you think the side that's cooking may be done, flip it over to see. When the tortilla is nice and golden brown and hard, take it out and put it on your plate so you can add the toppings. Today, we're making ours with crema. Then you put lettuce, queso, and salsa. And that is how you make flautas.
Wait a second. I'm about to cook. Did you know, every year on the United States-Mexico border, at the city of Naco, Arizona, and Naco, Mexico, an annual volleyball game is held?
Alright, so today we're going to also make sopes. Here we have beans, salsa, corn flour, lettuce, and queso. To make your beans, first you're going to want to add your water. Then you're going to want to add your beans. After that, add a little bit of garlic, a small bit of onion, Then you're gonna put the beans on the stove. Then you're gonna wanna mash your beans. So first, you're gonna take your water, and you're gonna put it in the flour. Not too much. Then you're gonna take your oil. You're gonna take your salt, put it in the flour, but not too much, just a little bit. Then you're gonna knead it. You're gonna wanna take a smaller piece of your kneaded dough, roll it up into a smaller bowl, place it on the presser. This gives you your tortilla. Then you want to take your tortilla, put it onto the skillet. Then you're going to want to flip your tortilla. Then you're going to want to take your tortilla out of the pan and fold the edges. Then you're going to want to add things on. First, take your beans, take a little bit of salsa, take your cream, your cheese, and finally, your lettuce. And there you have it.
So today we're going to be talking about how to make white on rice with a glass of milk and a paper snowstorm, otherwise known as arroz con leche in the Mexican tradition. First step you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pour this gallon of milk into this pot. You can just get any carton, pour it. This is going to lay out our base foundation for this meal. And as you can see, I also have a plate of cinnamon, preferably a lot for the next step to get a lot of more flavor. Next, you're going to want to pour this cinnamon into your pot, and after that, you're going to want to pour a cup of rice into your pot also. This is going to lay out the main foundations for the meal, and it's pretty much the last real ingredient you need. Next step, you're going to want to stir the pot very firmly and smoothly, not very quickly though, as you want the ingredients to mix very carefully and very smoothly. An interesting fact while we're stirring is that Mexico has the second highest population among Catholic citizens, second to only Brazil. Next, you're going to want to pour a can of la lechera into the pot. This is a very common Mexican item. You can find it in any Mexican aisle near Walmart. It's very cheap and easy to find. Another fact about Mexico is that it has volcano rapids, which are very rare and also can only be found in Mexican volcanoes. Once again, you're going to want to stir this pot very firmly. It's very easy to stir. You just want to make sure it comes out smooth, nice, and rich, and doesn't come out chunky.
You can see, our finished products turned out very nicely. I think Reed should try this one.
I think you should try mine.
And I have to say, the meal turned out really, really good. No bias here, but it might be actually one of the best dishes I've ever tasted. And I didn't even take this to the next room. I just devoured it all there. I'm sorry you have to see it. I also added a lot of cinnamon into the meal.
You know, I really like that fun fact you shared about the chocolate from Mexico bowl.
Oh, yeah, I have a lot of those actually. Do you maybe want to know some more?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, let me think. Did you know that the full name of Mexico is La República Mexicana?
I didn't know that, but did you know that Mexico has the 14th largest area by land of any country in the world?
Sean, want to hear some historical facts about Mexico?
Yeah.
Well, I got one for you. Did you know on the 16th of September, 1810, Mexico gained independence from the Spaniards?
I did not know that. Did you know that in 1518, Hernan Cortez discovered Mexico?
I really did not know that. You want to hear another one?
Yeah.
Well, another one would be that Leon Trotsky, former head of the Soviet Union, was assassinated in Mexico City in his office.
Wow. Those are some historical facts.